Hi, this is Seth Barber with ASG Board Game Design LLC, and I'm going to show you how to upload your CAD file or object file or whatever have into Tabletop Simulator. So I'm going to show you first what I got for a design software. I'm using Design Spark Mechanical. It's a really good CAD software, or if you were a graphic designer, Blender is also a really good one too. At any rate, I'm going to use an example of a file to upload into Tabletop Simulator. Now, you may have it to where you get a piece or a token or whatever, and you want this piece to go into Tabletop Simulator. There are a couple of things that you can run into. There can be one, maybe your piece has too many faces, and there are ways to bring the faces down. I think it's about 5,000 kilobytes or something along those lines of your file that will have a hard time uploading to Tabletop Simulator. But let me find a better example. I'm actually going to use one from a game we designed. So this is just one of our basic models for a board game that we have developed called Beyond the Event Horizon. And it's fairly simple. There's not a whole lot going on here. And if you have a 3D printer, most of the time you're going to take these files and you're going to save them as an STL file so that you can 3D print them. However, Tabletop Simulator uses object files. So the software I'm using, Design Spark Mechanical, it's free. I paid for the $20 a month subscription. You get a couple more things with that. I'm not going to go into that too much, but to pretty much to do everything on this tutorial, you can do it with the free license. So at any rate, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this file and then save as not an STL file, but rather an object file. Alright. Then once you go ahead and do that, go ahead and open that same file up in this software in Design Spark Mechanical. And the biggest thing you're going to probably run into is the scaling. So one of the biggest things that I ran into while putting in Tabletop Simulator is that your parts or your pieces are going to be way bigger than intended. I'll show you an example. So as this piece right here is supposed to only be, you know, I think an inch at the most from this distance, and we got 34 or 35 inches. So what you're going to do, if you're very familiar with Design Spark Mechanical, this part should be easy, but if you're not, bear with me. So what you have to do is that now that you have the object file, you have to scale it down so that when you load it up in Tabletop Simulator, it's not this big heaping piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it right up here, select the whole thing, and I'm going to hit pull. And then right at pull, I'm going to do scale body. And then there's two steps to this. It says pick an anchor point to scale the body from. All you're going to do, just pick your origin. And then now it's going to give you arrows, and it says drag the scale to select the bodies about the anchor point. So you're going to shrink it down. So we got about 35 inches. So we're going to want easily just 10% of that or less. We'll go that much. And it might not be. It might be too much, but we'll see. Then you're going to take the calipers, measuring tool up here, and you're just going to click. And now we got it at 2 inches. But we're going to take this a little further. I'm going to go ahead, select that, hit pull. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to take that to at least half. Scale body down, pick my anchor. 4 or 5. Alright. So now we should be scaled to a better size. And then we're just going to save this file over the current object file that we have. Yeah, about 1 inch. Perfect. So, another thing too that you must be aware of when uploading to Tabletop Simulator is the way your origin is to your object. So as you can see, the design of this object is very far away from the origin. That's going to affect greatly. To where you want the origin, you want it to be more placed in the center of your piece. That way when it comes to flipping or tabletop mechanics, it maneuvers and controls a lot better in the simulator. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move the origin. I'm going to pick it like somewhere right there. Maybe that didn't work. Hold on. Okay, now I'll grab the whole thing. I'll bring it down and over the origin, like so. And then I can also rotate this accordingly. Oh, one more thing. With Tabletop Simulator, the axes are, they're not vertical, they're horizontal. And what I mean by that, so you're going to take this, and if you want your gaming piece, however it's oriented, how it intends to sit on a table in real life, you want the y-axis to be your up and down. So I'm going to spin this about 90 degrees. So about 270. And now this is perfect. So now that I got my origin somewhat center in it, my Y is like so. Is that you want your Y to be perpendicular to your seating face, which would be this. At any rate, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to file, just save as, just to make sure that it's an object file. Alright. Now we're going to go over to Tabletop Simulator. Here goes the intro. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into, not my games, I'm going to go into objects, I'm going to go into components, custom, and then I'm going to hit model. And then now that I hit model, I'm going to go ahead and select my model. And then it will probably show up like so. So you just have to look for it. It might not show up the image, but and then up to you, cloud or local. Obviously, cloud, you'll be able to play with multiplayers. If you plan on playing with friends with your game, always hit cloud for everything. That way, it would be easy to go and play multiplayer. Local, only do it if you're going to be just testing it yourself or within your own space. But I recommend just do cloud. Upload. Alright. And then material, I don't like the look of plastic. I'm just going to do glass. Cast shadows. Sure. And then color. You'll be able to do this on your own. In fact, really the color doesn't work right away. I should be quite frank. But there you have it. See, now we got our piece in Tabletop Simulator. And then, if let's say you didn't quite get the scaling right, in Tabletop Simulator you can easily just hit plus and you can get it bigger or you can get it smaller. Another thing is the reason why it was so important for that origin to be in the center. So now if I flip this, it will be really easy just to flip it and it won't do a whole swing. I'll show you an example of, let's say the origin was off. We'll use the same model since I've already done this before. Hello. There we go. All right. So same model, right? And this is what it looks like when flipping. You see that? Completely different area. So the origin was very far away. Doesn't mean it doesn't work, but it can be a pain if you have a lot of models. Or I'll show you an example. Alright, so now we got multiple of these. And if you go to highlight, it wants to find the origin. As you can see, that it's not grasping the origin whatsoever until, see that right there? It didn't select it until I was way out here. Versus just that. As you can see, the part origins are somewhere over here, which is kind of messing up the model. At any rate, that is how you upload your CAD model into Tabletop Simulator. That's how you upload the file. And yeah, just follow, hit subscribe for more. I'd just like to thank you for watching.